Greetings, Earthlings, and welcome back to the Oddball Craze, where we round up last week's video game news. I'm Bodacious, and this week we talk about Activision settling for $35 million, Halo Infinite coming to an end, all your favorite games coming to an end, or your games being delayed, what the courts have to say about Nintendo Joy-Con Drift, and Grand Theft Auto Online is safe to play. All that and more on the Quick Weekly Update. I've been commenting on Crystal Dynamics' handling of the Tomb Raider franchise since they took ownership a few months back, specifically mentioning the anime live TV show, the new game being developed with Amazon, and the film being worked on. Well, this week we're back to talk about a mobile Tomb Raider game that was announced a long time ago, but's finally getting a release. Tomb Raider Reloaded is a top-down, roguelike action-adventure puzzle game that will bring Miss Croft to iOS, Android, and Netflix games. There are item upgrades, ability upgrades, XP modifiers, buffs for a single run, and of course, outfits. If that sounds like a lot, don't worry, I'm sure we'll be able to spend money to get a few of those outfits and bonus power-ups. Emerald City Games, the developer for Reloaded, claims they worked closely with Crystal Dynamics on this title, so this will be our first look at the level of quality Crystal Dynamics will expect with the Tomb Raider franchise. On the positive side of things, this is the most accurate portrayal of Lara Croft since the last mobile game she was in. Tombs, raiding, dinosaurs, check, check, check. This might wind up being a decent game, though I do imagine a TV and controller would feel better, and there is no shortage of mobile ports to consoles these days. Think about it. Oh, and Tomb Raider Reloaded will launch on Valentine's Day, February 14th for Android, iOS, and a service I forgot existed, Netflix Games. Now let's talk about things that have stopped. Apex Legends Mobile will shut down on May 1st, with Battlefield Mobile shuttering its service on the same day, with it already being removed from stores and there's no way to buy in-game items. Knockout City closes its doors on June 6th, with the February 28th update being its final, and Rumbleverse shuts down on February 28th due to a lack of players, which probably is the case for all of these games. No more story updates will be coming to Halo Infinite, and Back 4 Blood support is ending. After 3 expansions since its launch in October of 2021, Back 4 Blood support will come to an end as Turtle Rock Studios refocuses on new projects. Some of these shutdowns might come as a surprise, considering the large marketing budgets that were in play for many of them. Some of them are also ran by small studios, and the cost to keep interest in their community while also updating the experience must have a large hit to them financially. It reminds me of Ubisoft, who has been learning this lesson as they went all in on creating an ecosystem for their titles at the expense of single-player experiences. Chasing the success of Fortnite or PUBG has been a detriment to the industry as a whole, and it will be interesting to see how each company navigates the future, especially with the success of Elden Ring and God of War showing a shift back to single-player, narrative-driven games. Games as a service has been struggling for a while now, but now we have a number of services waving the white flag simultaneously. Services being shut down isn't the only bad news this week, though, as many games also got hit with delays. Star Wars Jedi Survivor to April 28th, Amnesia The Bunker slides to May, and The Last of Us Part 1 for PC slips to the end of March, which is only a 2-week setback, but I'm going to assume they discovered something that needed to be addressed before release, since they want this to be a perfect launch. Historically, Sony has had some poor QA on PC releases, but The Last of Us on HBO has boosted sales of the console version of the game, so it's safe to assume that there's a higher quality check on this PC release as they try to welcome in their new customers. Continuing with the theme of things that have stopped, there is a rumor coming out of IGN that Nintendo, PlayStation, and Xbox will all be skipping E3 this year. Though there has been no confirmation yet from any of the big three, Jeff Keighley tweeted out a reminder that Summer Game Fest is set for June 8th, just a few days before E3 kicks off. No comment from the ESA either. Although an E3 could possibly survive without a major presence from Xbox, Nintendo, or Sony, the prevalent theory is that smaller developers and publishers depend on those guys to get foot traffic through the door, so that media companies and potential consumers see smaller projects on their way to see the latest Forza, Zelda, or God of War. This year will be the first E3 event that will be organized by ReedPop, the company that puts on the PAX conventions. If the rumor is true, it looks like ReedPop has a major competitor as Jeff Keighley, who is no stranger to putting on large events with lots of interest, influence, and marketing dollars coming from ESA members, usually working closely with Sony. Microsoft still plans to hold their summer event in LA around the same time as E3, so that those visiting the trade show can maximize the amount of events they see. We'll update you with any new information that releases, but as of now, it appears the death spiral for E3 continues its slow descent into obscurity.
Now you might want to keep your eyes peeled, because these ones are quick.
Nintendo released a Bayonetta music video. It's 7 minutes long and features the song We Are One. GTA 5 security patch is released, making it safe to enter the world on your PC again. Tim Schafer will be inducted into the Academy of Interactive Arts and Sciences Hall of Fame during the DICE Awards later this month. 343 Industries has moved away from their own Slipspace engine and are focusing more on using Unreal Engine in the future. PlayStation 5 surpasses 32 million units shipped, with God of War Ragnarok selling over 11 million copies globally. Those who buy physical games get to brag, as the 46 titles leave the Xbox 360 storefront later this week, as well as the PS Plus collection leaving the subscription service on May 9th. So, if you are a subscriber, go claim the games now before it's too late. Activision Blizzard faces the SEC without Microsoft on this one and walks out with a $35 million settlement. The settlement is in regards to the claims made by the SEC that Activision Blizzard did not maintain the proper procedures for documenting workplace complaints, and therefore was also unable to adequately disclose whether misconduct merited informing shareholders. The SEC also charged that Activision Blizzard was in violation of a whistleblower protection rule. The $35 million settlement comes with no admission of guilt from Activision Blizzard, but does come with an agreement to cease and desist certain practices, and to continue exercising procedural improvements that have taken place since the SEC began its investigation. With this settlement bringing an end to one SEC investigation, the organization isn't done with Activision Blizzard just yet. In August of this year, we will see the SEC presenting their findings on the proposed merger of Activision Blizzard and Microsoft. They expect more insider information to come out as we approach the date, as Sony has already notified the SEC that they are a concerned party. Speaking of lawsuits, Nintendo has won the class action lawsuit that was brought against them in regards to the Joy-Con Drift. This is the second win for Nintendo in regards to Joy-Con Drift, with the judge citing that disputes with the hardware are covered under the end-user license agreement and thus need to first go through arbitration. There are two other cases still out there, but they have been on hold for multiple years, as the parties are also currently going through arbitration. As a reminder to those who own a Switch, Nintendo offers free repairs and or replacements for Joy-Cons that suffer from drift. The company has also hinted at improvements in material durability, so hopefully these issues will become less prominent for the Switch. Yet early PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series controllers are also susceptible. Be on the lookout. MLB The Show stress test is taking place between February 15th and the 21st. The test is free to participate in across all platforms. Sony gets to test their servers and everybody gets to demo the game. Warning to Switch players though, if you do wind up buying the game from your local retailer, be aware that this is one of those games where the publisher cheaped out on the cartridge size. So you will be required to perform a download even if you buy physically. And that's it for the quick weekly update. Like it if you like it, comment it if you comment it, subscribe it if you subscribe it. If you don't. So long, mortals.